let's move forward, start doing like some sort of comprehensive breakdown of key aspects of tokenomics. So when I say token economy, it is in simple terms the economics of goods and services that have been tokenized. So if I want to start with the historical perspective, we always talk about Web3. Defining Web3 is of a great like debate, but let me start tell you how it evolved. How did we reach this Web3, this era of Web3? So starting with Web1, as you can see here, it was the information economy. It was the era when we open the computer, read information, log into know what's there, and then log out. So that's why we mentioned that it's the era of reading what's going on the Web 1. Coming into the Web 2, we started the so-called the platform economy, as you can see here. It's when we read and write and like interact. It is actually the era of the social media. We just do the command, the interaction, the like, etc. Coming into the Web3, the token economy, it's the read, write, and execute. Actually, I would like to add the word own here, because it is the era when you can own something over the web of value. So we're in the era of Web3, where it is read, write, execute web. In other terms, you can own something, own a token, for example, on the Web3, which is of value. Here is a brief comparison between economics and tokenomics. Like a comparison where the economics has predictive goals. However, in tokenomics, our goals as a tokenomics analyst is designing the goal. And the questions here, like I give you an example, given these rules, what outcome can we expect when talking about economics? We are expecting outcomes. However, given this desired outcome in tokenomics, what rules should we create? So this is the main design goals we are asking for. أنا في internet من تليفونك. Okay, perfect. So let's start with the basics of the token economy. So the term token refers to the entry in a ledger that is collectively managed by a network of computers. And tokens can have various purposes. You can use them to invest, to store value, or even to make purchases. And if I want to do some breakdown of the key aspects of tokenomics, I can start with the token functionality. So tokens can serve various functions within a network. This is very important here. They can represent assets, access rights, voting power, rewards, or even utility in using platform services. See this wide token functionality. So token creation as well, tokens are typically created through the so-called ICOs, the initial coin offerings. Even through also, they can be created through token sales or even mining processes. So the creation process of tokens define the total supply, the initial distribution, and any inflation or deflation mechanisms. So tokenomics outlines how tokens are initially distributed among founders of the project, developers working on the project, investors in the project, and the community. Token scarcity as well, often achieved through limited supply or like the controlled issuance, can enhance the value. So when something is scarce, has more value. So it also, the token scarcity can also promote economic participation. Not only it can enhance the value. So tokens also can grant access to like specific features or services or benefits within the platform. So well-defined use cases encourage token adoption and value. Tokenomics design mechanisms to like incentivize desired behavior. staking, rewards, yield farming, and governance participation motivate users to engage with the platform. Users can stake tokens to secure the network, participate in governance, or earn rewards. So staking also reduces circulating supply, potentially affecting token value. And tokens may confirm voting rights for protocol upgrades, decisions, and parameter changes. So governance models, which we will be talking about, they also influence decentralization and decision makings. And tokenomics aims for long-term ecosystem sustainability. So burn mechanisms, deflation, or transaction fees contribute to the economic stability. Okay, so here we're talking about the basics of the token economy, the digital assets with all of there are lots of digital assets we can talk about, like the NFTs, the CBDCs, the central bank's digital assets, the tokens with all of their types, the stable coins. There are lots of digital assets. We also have the smart contracts, because it is, when I talk about smart contract, it is the self-executing contract. That's why we call it smart, with the terms of the agreement between the buyer and seller being directly written into lines of code. And blockchain, which is the decentralized source of the truth of the digital asset, with the shared, trusted, and distributed feature. Okay, so let me just finish states one thing here, that the tokenomics influence the supply and demand dynamics in secondary markets. This is important to state here, because factors like trading volume, liquidity, and speculative behavior impact basically affect the token prices. And tokenomics also can guide how network upgrades are funded and executed, ensuring community consensus and alignment. So successful tokenomics align economic incentives with the project's objectives, ensuring a vibrant and sustainable ecosystem. So it involves a careful balance between the interests of stakeholders, network security, adoption, and the long-term value creation. So let's start talking about the models. Okay, so basically here we have the. Okay, so let's start talking about an overview of the various token models and how can they affect the success of blockchain projects. So as you can see here, there are lots of types of cryptographic tokens. You'll probably hear lots about the utility tokens, which are designed for specific functions within a platform or ecosystem. They grant access to services, products, features, or voting rights. So the utility tokens drive user engagement. They incentivize the ecosystem participation and create demand based on utility. This is very important here. Demand on a token is created based on the utility it provides, because no one likes owning a thing with no utility, regardless of what is this ownership. So the utility token align user incentives with the platform growth. We also have the security tokens. Security tokens represent ownership in a company, real-world assets, or financial rights. They are subject to regulatory frameworks governing securities. And if you're more involved into the world of regulatory framework of the token, you can see that lots of regulatory parties worldwide is now very focused on regulating tokens, not only security tokens, but all types of tokens. So again, the security tokens can offer investment opportunities and asset tokenizations. Compliance with regulations is crucial for success. There are also the governance tokens as well. The governance tokens enable holders to like participate in platform decisions and voting from its name. So they empower the community to influence like protocol upgrades and changes. The governance tokens enhance decentralization, it fosters community involvement, it creates a sense of ownership. So effective governance drives the project's sustainability. You can also see here the payment tokens. Payment tokens are used as a medium of exchange from its name for goods and services within an ecosystem. They can facilitate the cross-border transactions and reduce fees. And payment tokens enhance transaction efficiency. That's why most of the people worldwide are using tokens for payment purposes. It has high transaction efficiency, it reduces costs, and it improves user experiences. So adoption hinges on widespread acceptance. There are lots of tokens as well, the NFTs, which are also representing the non-fungible tokens, which are individual assets such as digital arts, indivisible assets like the digital arts, collectibles, and virtual real estate. Each NFT has distinct properties, making it different from other tokens. So NFTs enable digital ownership and create new markets. They can enhance user engagement and like open creative monetization avenues. There are lots of types of tokens as well. There are the so-called the wrapped tokens. Wrapped tokens are blockchain assets pegged to the value of another asset, often a cryptocurrency. They enable interoperability between different blockchain networks, and wrapped tokens facilitate cross-chain functionality and expand the usability of tokens across ecosystem. And stablecoins aim to maintain a stable value by pegging to fiat currencies, commodities, or algorithm. They provide stability for transactions and mitigate price volatility. Stablecoins are widespread worldwide because they facilitate commerce, lending, and value storage within a blockchain ecosystem. So their stability enhances user confidence as well. What else we have here? There are the yield farming tokens as well. You've probably heard about the yield farming tokens that incentivize users to provide liquidity to decentralized exchanges, the DEXs, or lending platforms. So users can earn rewards through staking or liquidity provision. And yield farming tokens attract liquidity. They increase the platform activity, and they offer users opportunities to earn rewards. We also have the buyback and burn tokens. Tokens are periodically bought back from the market and burned, or in other terms, deleted, removed, reducing the supply. Okay, so you're gonna ask me why this mechanism is used. Why do we have to burn tokens? Because this mechanism of burning token can increase the scarcity. And you know, from an economic perspective, when you have an increased scarcity, potentially raises value. But the challenge here is to know how to positively influence token value and align incentives for token holders. And there are the so-called as well. I've been reading a lot about them recently. The community reward tokens. Tokens are distributed to community members for contributions, referrals, or engagement. They encourage active participation and recognize community efforts. So when you are engaged in a community, when you are actively participating in this community, you might win a community reward tokens. Community reward tokens foster engagement, create a sense of belonging, and like build a loyal user base. So each token model serves distinct purposes and impacts blockchain projects differently. The success of a project basically depends on selecting the most appropriate token model, aligning it with the project's goal, and effectively executing its implementation. The last thing here is that a well-designed token model can incentivize desired behavior. It can drive adoption and create a thriving ecosystem. So let's move into the, okay, so here are the NFTs explained. You can see the NFTs as the blockchain-based tokens that each represent a unique asset. We can think about NFTs as of an irrevocable digital certificate of ownership and authenticity for a given asset, whether a digital or physical. And making NFTs can be a profitable investment, but you need to know more about NFTs before investing in them. So here are what are the tokens used for. As mentioned, they are used for governance, payments, medium of exchange, transaction fees, access of services, etc. And here is a differentiation between coins versus tokens. You know, this is a very debatable issue because what is a coin and what is a token has some sort of debate. You can see that both coins and tokens are units of accounting and medium of exchange. However, the thing differs in the technology. I mean, crypto coins are layer 1 technology. However, crypto tokens are built on top of the blockchain. So we call them layer 2 technology. So that's why we call the coins built into the blockchain. However, the tokens are built on the top of a blockchain. So for example, Bitcoin is Ethereum, Ripple, all of these Litecoin are coins. However, let's say Tron is a token, meaning that it's a layer 2 technology built on top of a layer 1 technology. But both of them, coins and tokens, serve as a medium of exchange, a unit of accounting, and that's why we call coins as a digital currency. However, tokens like digital assets. So I gave lots of examples in the course with the Tesseract Academy about good and bad tokenomics. You know the very good tokenomics so far that has proved a good record since its initiation is the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. So in our course, the good tokenomics of Ethereum and the bad tokenomics of other platforms are explained in details. And here is an important aspect about the sustainability of tokenomics, which is previously mentioned. So it's not about building an elegant tokenomics with all of these sheets and pie charts, and analysts look for sustainable tokenomics instead. So the thing that most of us needs to understand is that if the blockchain projects need to be mainstream, the issue of sustainability must be addressed on some unsustainable tokenomics model that will eventually collapse after 1, 2, 3 years from the initiation. So it is a very important topic to see that how this token motivates participants to maintain the long-term sustainability. So that's why I call this work. So it's not about asks a tokenomics to design their internal tokenomics. This should be a continuous work because the tokenomics analysts should be working on redefining the tokenomics, updating the tokenomics data according to market needs and market changes and market challenges as well. So before going into the final prototypes, I need you to understand that in the dynamic landscape of blockchain and digital economies, the principles and mechanisms that govern tokens plays a pivotal role in shaping the success of the projects. So tokenomics, as the art of designing token economies, it serves as the foundation upon which like innovative ecosystems are built. So through various token models, such as utility tokens, security tokens, governance tokens, and others, blockchain projects navigate the balance between the value creation, user engagement, and sustainable growth. So tokens have evolved beyond mere digital representations of value. See, tokens are like the catalysts for transformative change. Like utility tokens are now empowering users by granting access and participation rights, fostering engagement and demand. Security tokens redefine ownership and investment, see, opening new avenues for asset tokenization. Governance tokens empower communities to actively shape protocol upgrades, ensuring the decentralization and adaptability. So the proliferation of payment tokens, yield farming tokens, NFTs, and wrap tokens underscores the diversity of roles tokens can play. Stable coins stabilize transactions, while like buyback and burn tokens enhance scarcity. So community rewards token as well promote collaboration, while tokenized assets unlock fractional ownership. So as blockchain projects navigate this landscape, successful tokenomics hinges on a deep understanding of user needs, even market dynamics, and the alignment of incentives. So it is a delicate orchestration of economics, not only economics, technology as well, a community building as well. Token models must be chosen with precision, reflecting the project's purpose, user engagement strategies, and long-term sustainability goals. That's why we as tokenomics analysts, when we start to work on the tokenomics of the project, the first thing we do is sit down with the stakeholders, with the owners of the project, with the founders of the project, and see the project's purpose, the user engagement strategies planned, and the long-term sustainability goals. So basically, ultimately, tokenomics empowers the creation of ecosystems that transcend traditional boundaries. So from revolutionizing like finance through DeFi to democratization of ownership with NFTs, tokenomics shapes the narrative of the digital age. So as we witness the continued evolution of blockchain projects and their token economies, it becomes clear that well-designed tokenomics isn't just about economics. It's about reimagining the future of value, the future of participation, and the future of collaboration in the digital world. So here there are the final prototypes about building tokenomics in a project. The very important thing here is that the project needs to make sense, and that at the time the same creating value for investors. So if an investor wants to invest in a project, it should make sense for him, and it should create value. See, the creation of value is of important aspect. In other words, the investor must be convinced about the purpose of this project. So, and the thing is that no project is going to be perfect. That's why the work of tokenomics is a continuous work. So even the most successful projects, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatsoever, they still have defaults, and that's why it is always updating. The Ethereum merge has had a great hype. All people talked about the Ethereum merge and what is its purposes, and this is explained in details in the course. So but the thing is that even if you had the very great, the very successful, and the very sustainable tokenomics model in the project, it doesn't stand alone. So the tokenomics of a project doesn't stand alone. It stands in parallel with an actual business that has to deliver a product or service to generate income. So a good tokenomics is definitely needed, is definitely important, and it doesn't have to be complex, by the way. We're not looking for a complex tokenomics, but it doesn't stand alone because you need, at the end of the day, to deliver a product or service that generates a good income and that generates value and that makes sense to investors and to contributors. So basically, I'm done, Stelios, with just a briefing of what we will be seeing, what you will be seeing actually in the tokenomics course. Let me stop sharing and see if you have any questions. I'm ready to listen or hear your questions.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Hala. Are there like any questions? Also feel free. I pasted the link of the course on the chat, and also here's my email as well if anyone's interested.
Yeah, and one thing is that all the topics discussed here are expanded in the course. So the course is free, so you can log into the Tesseract Academy and see these details in the course. There are lots of examples, by the way, in the course. There are lots of cases that are evaluated, so you will be able to learn what are the fundamentals of good tokenomics and what is a bad tokenomics. So you will be able to evaluate the tokenomics model once you're done with the tokenomics course.
Yeah, I think we didn't hear from our participants. I followed up with some of you on LinkedIn, but we didn't hear what's your interest in tokenomics. It would be good to mention that we're also offering tokenomics services, so we can help you with tokenomics design and auditing if you're interested in that. But I mean, if you don't have any questions now, but if you have questions later, feel free to reach to us via email.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're basically looking forward to doing several tokenomics series. So feel free to ask, because we definitely need to understand the basics of tokenomics to be able to jump into level 2 of tokenomics. So the course is actually very important to know. And hope that I can answer your questions, but it seems that there are no questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you, Hala, and thanks everyone. And we hope to see you soon at some other of our events. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.